Welcome into Playmakers Central Volleyball Selection Show Breakdown. I'm Nick Cousin.
And I'm Kevin Gray.
So KU, number 5 overall seed in the volleyball tournament in the Texas region. And in that first round, they play Samford on Thursday night. And Samford won the SoCon, beat Chattanooga, and this is a team in a conference that KU played last year in the tournament with Furman.
Right, they have a lot of familiarity with Furman. They played them last year, and if they're able to beat Samford on Thursday night, then they'll go on to play the winner of the Northern Iowa and Creighton matchup. Now, this is an interesting matchup because KU played and beat both of these teams already this year in the non-conference schedule.
And the other top seed in this pod is Michigan, who could be a potential Sweet 16 matchup down in Austin if KU and Michigan are to advance that far. You got to get past those home campus matches first.
They do have to get past, but Michigan is going to be a tougher matchup than it looks like because they play in the Big Ten, and the top 3 to 4 seeds in this tournament are all from the Big Ten. It's a tough matchup, or it's a tough conference, the best conference in the land, so that could be a potentially tough matchup.
10 of the last 11 years, Michigan's made the tournament, so they're a program on the rise right now. And as we said, they're in the Texas region, and this whole entire region is going to have to run through Austin, KU. If they get to the Elite 8 and Texas in the Elite 8, it's another Big 12 matchup in Austin this time.
Yeah, and if you remember last time KU played in Austin, the freshmen, what Coach B said, the freshmen played scared. They were intimidated. So if KU is able to advance to the Elite 8 to play in Austin, it's going to be a really interesting matchup to see if they can play not as intimidated. The other big team in this region, other than Texas, is BYU. They're the 13th seed. That's going to be a good team to watch too.
Yeah, and that's probably the only chance that Texas has of getting upset, maybe on that side, which would allow KU to maybe host that Sweet 16 Elite 8, but we'll only have to wait and see. So let's talk about some KU players that really need to step up. You know, obviously the freshmen, they need to step up a lot. Jada Burst, we saw her kind of struggling at the beginning of the year, but she's really picked it up, and she got on that all-freshman Big 12 team. And then, of course, Zoe Hill, she's been really consistent as of late.
Right. When Kelsie Payne went down for a couple games with that ankle injury, Ashley Smith and Zoe Hill came in. They played pretty well. They played well enough to keep the winning streak going. So they're going to need to, when they come off the bench into the game, they're going to need to keep up their high level of play. But again, it all comes down to the big 5. Cassie Waite, Kelsie Payne, Anise Havili, Madison Rigdon, Tayler Soucie.
They play the majority of the minutes.
Exactly. They play the majority of the minutes. They're the core of the team. They need to play like the top or the Big 12 award winners that they are.
Yeah, all 5 of them won Big 12 awards, so they just got to keep up that high praise. KU, really excited they won the Big 12, won it outright this season. They're really excited. Let's see what they had to say.
You got to win 2 the first weekend to even worry about being a host. And if we do that and Texas wins 2, then that's where we'll go and we'll be ready to play.
It's a little bittersweet. Obviously, you always want the highest seed you could possibly get. You know, being the 1 seed would be awesome. But I think you take what you get. Being the 5 seed, highest seed in program history, like, we're going to take it and run with it. We get to host the first round in Horejsi. Like, what more could you want to have that family behind you? Because you have to win the first 2 matches before you can think about anything else.
I think there's times when we can definitely finish matches sooner, instead of going to 5, maybe finish in 4. But at the same time, that experience I think is going to help us a lot in the tournament.
We know that when it comes down to tough matches, we'll be able to finish them, and we can count on each other.
I spent a lot of time and effort on trying to put together what would be a very competitive RPI schedule, and there's some teams that just didn't respond like we thought they would. And I'm sure that was part of it. We were outright Big 12 champs. I think that's worth something, but I think they look at all 28 to 30 matches.
It means the world to me. I know it means the world to Soucie. Been here for 4 years, and we've had nothing but the greatest fans, the greatest band, all the support of Jayhawk Nation, and I couldn't be more pumped.
And let's take a deeper look into this road to the Final Four KU would have. And it's a tough one. Getting past Samford is their 3rd NCAA tournament appearance, and then they'd have to play the winner of UNI Creighton, who they've seen this year. And both teams have actually played each other this year already, and Creighton swept them earlier this year. But Creighton coming in hot Big East champions, didn't lose a Big East game this year.
Right, and Northern Iowa, this is their 20th appearance in the tournament, so they have a lot of experience. And for Creighton, they also were 18-0 in conference play, so they really know how to win tough, close matches against good foes. And then they were also ranked 21st in the last poll, so that's going to be a good matchup. And then Michigan, like we said earlier, it's the highest seed in program history. So.
Yeah, and they're playing a tough American team who just 2 years ago went to the Sweet 16, so you can't count them out either. There could be some upsets in there, but again, it's all wait and see. And then, of course, there's the Texas at the bottom. They're playing Rio Grande Valley, so that might be a walk in the park for them. But again, KU, again, though, they kind of have a little bit of the edge coming in. It's the first time they beat us since 2003, we know that. But again, is this whole entire road to the Final Four will come down to that Elite Eight matchup if this happens, KU Texas.
Well, if KU is able to make it to that match, they really want to go in and prove that they belong as a quote-unquote 1 seed or the top 4 seeds. So they're going to look to build off that win against Texas, go into Austin and beat KU, and go to back-to-back Final Fours.
And then last year we saw them get to that Final Four in Omaha, and they kind of played Nebraska in a home game, I guess you could say, with Lincoln only being 30 minutes down the road from Omaha, which is who they would have to play in the Final Four. And again, KU never beat Nebraska. We know how good Nebraska is this year. And again, the Big Ten is just the best conference in volleyball.
Well, Nebraska is the defending national champions. They've swept Texas in the national championship game last year. So we're just going to have to wait and see how it all unfolds. Thanks for stopping in to the Playmakers Volleyball Selection Show. Follow us at Playmakers KU on Twitter and Instagram. Thanks for stopping in.